Hi, I'm happy to report we have a little bit of sunshine out there. No rain, way! Make the most of it. May not last. As you might have read in some of the papers and heard on the news, some parts of the UK have had floods and it's been really bad. Thankfully, excuse me, thankfully, I need the cushions from down my back. Nowhere near me, but it's not been good. My cousin, her son, he has a gym, and behind him used to be a field, and well, they had torrential rains. The rain came down a little bit, but never anything, to damage his property. But they built houses on this field, and now there is nothing to soak up the water, because apparently they didn't amend the drains or update the drains, whatever they do when they build property. They just omitted to do all of that. So now any surface water that was on this hill before has now come all the way down and into his gym and done thousands of pounds worth of damage. I mean, he's insured, but it's just not going to cover, all the other stuff, is it? His loss of earnings and everything like that. It's just, where do people not realise that when they build property on what was natural drainage fields, there's going to be a problem? It's not just here, it's the reason why a lot of places were flooded last year. Because what used to be natural drainage, which is fields, has now been turned into industrial parks, housings, whatever. But they're not putting down sufficient drainage. Anyway, thankfully, I'm on a hill. So if I get flooded, then the rest of the town will be really in trouble because they'll be underwater. So that's one thing. But it actually stopped raining today, although the weather forecast isn't good at all. Isn't good. What have I been doing? Well, my elder niece, took me to Ikea last night. I don't know whether you've got Ikeas in America, but they're like furniture, storage, whatever places. They sell all kinds of things. I think they're Swedish or something. And they have a lovely cafeteria there, which does Swedish meatballs and things like that. So she said to me, where did I want to go for my birthday treat? Well, she can't go on my actual birthday, so she'd gone on a course yesterday and she finished earlier than normal, because normally she's a head teacher, she's at school. And so she said, do you want to come now? That type of thing. You want to go? So I said, yeah, I'm up for it, So off we went. Had a good look round, and my sister-in-law's actually given me a voucher for Ikea. Don't know how much, you have to track it down, don't you, or whatever, to see how much it is for. But what I really wanted to do yesterday was just go and sit in things and look at things. I mean, I usually buy things by a catalogue because I've got no way to get them, brought to me except by home delivery. But so I was looking at things, just deciding what I would like when I have the money left over, at the end of all of this. And I saw a nice computer chair. My computer chair, I've had it about 10 or 12 years. And what was a nice squashy seat has now gone flat because being fluffy and heavy, I've flattened all the stuffing down. I've tried with foam, putting cushions on it. I've tried with even those lumbar cushions, that are shaped. But basically it's just a very uncomfortable chair. But I wasn't going to order one online or without having to sit in it. You want to realise whether it's going to be comfortable or not. There was a lovely one that was that leant back and everything, but it didn't have any arms. And I can't get out of anything if it's got no arms, yeah. And I was looking at some lovely sofas and that. Not that I'm going to be buying a new sofa, but I was just looking what they were like. Oh, they were lovely. They were the style I wanted and everything. But they were as low as this one. I can't get out of it. Anyway, I came away with a laundry basket, some coat hangers, and what else did I get? Some wrapping paper. Didn't really buy a lot, did I? So, but I was glad to go. I really enjoyed the walking around it, but of course today I'm suffering. My little legs and hips and back are going, why did you go out and walk so far yesterday? Anyway, I've just managed to get out today with it not raining. Posted off a sale from the Etsy shop. Posted that off. I managed to find it in the end. It was in one of the bags that I had all the stuff in. So I'm now going to have to go back upstairs because there's a bag full of all sorts on top of my bed. Because I just had to go and tip it all out. Anyway, I discovered this cardigan, which I have on Etsy and it hasn't sold. It's just a plain cardigan. So I was never very fond of this collar, so I think I'm going to take off the collar and make it into a neckband and also take off the buttons because they were slightly too small and they're not going to stay fastened. So I'm going to do a bit of adjustment to it. Whether I do anything else to it, I don't know, because it's very, very plain. So whether it gets any a Janet treatment, you know, with a few leaves or a flower or something, you know, it might do that. I've sort of finished my great niece's cardigan, although it has turned out quite small. Quite small, quite large. It fastens with one button. It's a free pattern on Ravelry. It needs a button. But seeing as my great niece takes after my side of the family, which all has short arms, she's going to have to turn the cuff up. As you can see, I haven't sewn it up. It was a nice pattern. You do it sideways at the top. And then you pick up and knit the skirt further down. I didn't actually put as many stitches in the skirt because I was not sure how much wool I would have left over. So I didn't want to run out, so I put slightly less. It should have been more flouncy, the skirt, but it would have looked a bit more matinee jacket, and she's actually 2, so. Anyway, I quite like that. It was made of some Peyton's denim it was with, I think. They don't do it now anyway. So I'm not, can't really tell you what it is because they don't do it. Nice though. And, oh, I got myself some new fingerless gloves. They're only very flimsy, they've just got a hole for your thumb. I wear these a lot. A lot of my dresses come like this, so, and I get cold here. I don't want to put like, even if I put my arm guards on, they still only come up to there. You know, my wrist straps. Because you know I've got trouble with my wrists. Trouble with the wrist straps is though, they've usually got Velcro fastenings. And you're happily crocheting away there and you're stuck on the Velcro with your yarn. Anyway, the postman's just been and brought me 2 new to me dresses. Oh, I'm just looking there, there's a big pile of dog hair. I'll have to get the hoover out. They're both the same style, they're the same style as this really. I've gone on to these, like you can wear them with thick tights or trousers. I've still got my maxi dresses when it's really, really cold. So this one's that one, it's just plain. Oh, that's the front, it's okay. That's the front. But I like the colours, they're very autumnal, aren't they? So I've got some rust coloured tights, that colour tights, so I can wear them with that. And the other one is this one. Oops, from the same lady. She must have bought 2 of them in different colours. So now I've got 2 of them in different colours. And that's that one there. Has to have its purple, doesn't it? And to go with that, and also it'll go with other things, is I got a velvet bolero or bolero, whatever you want to call them. And it ties at the waist with ties. Purple, my favourite colour, and I do love the feel of velvet. I absolutely love the feel of velvet. That's all I've got really for you to show you. I'm not sure if Sue's coming the rest of this week. Yeah. Oh, I think I entertained a lot of people with all my tales of my childhood last week. It's funny enough, I was talking to my niece on the way to Ikea last night. And I said to her, I said, oh, a lady asked me what sparking clogs was. And she said, what? What are sparking clogs? I forget, she's like in her early 40s. And I said, it's from the clog irons, you know. And she goes, what are clog irons? I said, they're like irons, like a horseshoe type of thing that you put on clogs to make them last longer. And when you went running up the road, you made sparks on the pavement, especially if it was icy. And she's like, I've never heard of that. And it's surprising. I mean, maybe my brother wasn't as into, you know, the cotton trade and that as I was. I was more immersed in it than he was because of spending so much time with my aunts. He's that bit older than me and, well, quite a lot older than me he was. So maybe he just didn't absorb it like I did. I just sort of got absorbed into the cotton. All of my aunties worked in cotton mills and my mum did knitting and things like that, and I was always being sent to deliver these socks or sweaters or whatever it was. You know. I think my mother was probably a bit bad at asking for money because she used to say to me, take them and don't leave them with them unless they pay. And I think it was like a bit of strategy really, because I would sort of say, Mum says I've got to have the money before I can leave you these, yeah? Whether it was because it was coming from a child, it was a bit harder to, oh, well, you know, I'd better not tell her I'll pay her next week because she's not, you know. My mum would be a bit softer than me. But I was like a child that if I got told to do something, I followed it to the letter, you know. If Mum said don't leave them without them paying for them, then I wouldn't leave them, you know, I'd take them back home again. So I think they learned, these ladies that had ordered things, that they weren't going to get them, you know. I think she'd been let down a couple of times, as we all have who make things for people, by people, you know, not paying for things. I mean, I never got paid for that brown silk sweater that absolutely did my head in. I pulled it back twice and I still didn't get it right. So, but I still didn't get paid for it. Not even for any of my time. She never even said thank you or, yes, I've received it. She never said a word. So, I won't be doing any more commissions like that one. I'm starting to be a bit more picky. If I don't feel like doing something what people ask me for now, I just make an excuse now. You know, if it's not what I want to crochet. I've got to be happy crocheting. If I'm happy with my crocheting and I'm happy making it, then I'll make it, you know, I love it. But if I sort of have to do it, you know, it's like I would never like to go into a sort of commission where somebody wants like 24 pairs of arm warmers all in black, you know. No, I'm not going to do that. I just like to be a free spirit and to think, I'll make that with that. Or go into what little stash room I can reach into and say, yeah, that's a good idea, I'll make that with that. What I have discovered when I tip the bag upside down of all my things is I've got a lot of neck warmers and things I must have made at the end of last year and put them away because I was thinking it was coming, it wouldn't be the end of last year, it's probably the beginning of this year. And I decided not to put them on Etsy because the weather was changing. And so I thought people won't want neck warmers and things like that. So I've actually got more things to take photos of and put on Etsy than what I thought I had. So I'll have to do a little catwalk, won't I? I'm not saying what my hair will look like after I keep dragging these things over my head and back. Yeah, I don't like trying hats on if they're going to be for sale. But I've got a head. Well, obviously I've got a head. But I mean, I've got a polystyrene head. And I've got a plasticky head that she's got. She's rather fetching actually. She's got long eyelashes, although one of them's gone a bit wonky. You know, she's a bit like that. She looks as though she's been on the Beano. I just need a cup of a sip of coffee, not a cup. I won't make you sit there while I drink it all. Promise. Yeah, I saw a lot of things in Ikea that I would have liked. When I make my craft room, I won't have a spare bedroom anymore. So I was looking at, the bed sofas. The sofas that turn into a... I mean, they're not comfortable to turn into a bed for full-time usage, but they're okay to have, as an overnight bed, even if it's in the dining room, But they were so low. I thought, I want a sofa that I can actually sit on, that would turn into a bed, But these are all things for the future when I save up a bit more money. So once I got rid of all my debts and stuff like that, I've got a chance now to save a little bit more money. Although I did spend some money yesterday when I came back. I found out what my nieces would like for Christmas. And so I ordered some yarn for them, what colours they wanted and that. And I might have had some that might have done for them, but I'm not going. I am just not going unzipping lots of bags to try and find something. I'm just not going to go there. As for the family situation, progress is happening, but very, very slowly. Not as quick as they would like it to do, so I think they're going to be with me till after Christmas. So you won't be seeing any craft room videos until after Christmas. Probably a good thing, isn't it? Be like spring cleaning, won't it? Tidying out the wardrobes, tidying out the stash room. I've got a couple of ladies that I'm going to donate some baby yarn to, because I'm not making any more baby things. People don't want to buy them. They don't want... I don't know what they want, but they want labels, obviously. Don't want handmade things. So I found some of the baby stuff, although the rest of the baby stuff must be in another zipper bag. If you could see my stash room at the moment, it's got like a zipper bag and a zipper bag and a zipper bag. So what I want would probably be in the bottom zipper bag, and there's no way I'm taking those two down. And my son's piled it up like as far as the ceiling. And I'm just frightened of just touching it and it all goes boom, falls all over. So this is why I keep saying to you, I am not going in that stash room. There's one shelving unit on the left hand side as I go in through the door that I can actually reach. But it doesn't have most of the things that I actually want to be using. It's got some, I don't know, some shiny things and shiny yarns. Like shiny. And there's some Lurex there. But I just don't really feel in the mood for doing that. Never mind. Anyway, I shall show you this Aran cardigan if I decide to do a bit of Janet on it, Obviously got to change the buttons. I don't know why. I decided I was going to make a plain one. But I think it hasn't struck anybody's imagination because maybe it's too plain. But then the collar turned out very floppy. I've got one order to complete before Christmas. Sad in one way, but happy in another way, because it means I can concentrate on my family, isn't it? Where, because I've only got like a month on to. So, I've got one Christmas present, and I've got it yet to open. Not opening it yet. One Christmas present. What did I say Christmas present for? Birthday present. Over there. And I got a lovely gift. I don't know whether she wants me to say who it's from, but she sent me a pair of headphones and I'm like, oh, I can go back on my tablet again. My tablet, the microphone that's incorporated into it is pitiful. And if I was talking to anybody on it, I had to sort of like yell down the integral mic. Which, if I was upstairs or something with it and everybody was in bed, it wasn't really a good idea. So I got a set of headphones with a microphone. And that worked fine for a few weeks, and then that went as well, so nobody could hear me again. So I just stopped using the tablet. So anyway, a good friend sent me a couple of sets of headphones. So now I've got headphones that I can actually, well, I think I can. I haven't tested them yet because my tablet's not charged up. But today I actually want to block out that shawl before it goes dark. See if it'll stop dripping before, it's too late. Run the hoover around because all I can see at the moment is dog hair. That's the beauty of having two black dogs, isn't it, that shed a bit. And Gigi, for some reason or another, is fast asleep. He's just, because the girls aren't here, they've gone with the family. Because they're not here, he's just curled up and gone to sleep. Which is just what he used to do a lot of the time when it was just me and him. But it's 3 o'clock and it's still daylight. Way! So what I'm going to do is run the hoover around before the family get back. Sort out the recycling, the paper and the tins and everything. Not very exciting, is it? I'm sure you didn't want to know that. But anyway, I'm hoping that Sue comes. We didn't have time to make a video last time because she was on a rush. And just when we thought we might have time to make a video, my daughter-in-law came in. And Sue's a bit like me, she just clams up, If anybody's in the house, we can't make videos. Well, I have to be like on my own or whatever, or with Sue. I think this is why I speak quietly when I'm outside on the decking. Because I've got next doors, both sides, with the doors open. So you feel like you have to be conspiratorial and whisper, Not that I'm talking about them, I'm not, but they might think I was if I said something detrimental about anybody. Not that I usually do. Life's too short, isn't it? Life's too short to be bitchy about anything. And I won't talk politics or religion. Because my dad used to always say, when you have a shop, you don't have an opinion. Remember that. You do not have an opinion. You might have one privately at home, but when you're in the shop, you do not have an opinion. Because no matter what you say, there's always going to be people with the opposite opinion to you. And that way you could lose a lot of customers because they go round and they say, oh, don't go in there, she's a bigot, or don't go in there, she's a racist, or don't go in there, because they always embroider whatever you've said. They embroider it, don't they, and make it, It's like if I make a comment about immigration, people immediately go, you're a racist, and I'm thinking, I'm not. I'm not talking about any particular group of people who are coming into the country. I'm just talking about in general. There's too many people want to come in the country. Don't care where they're coming from. There's just too many of them. They're putting a strain on our resources. But where have I got to go? Nowhere till after my birthday, I think. Or have I got to go somewhere on the 24th? Oh, I better look that up, haven't I? Because it's tomorrow the 24th. I think it's the 29th I've got to go somewhere, but I better have a look. Because I've got a terrible memory lately. Awful memory. I don't know whether you're all the same or not. I can't remember. I have to sit there and think, what day is it? Or, have I done this today? My favourite one is, have you taken your pills this morning? And I can be sitting there and I've just had my breakfast and I cannot for the life of me remember if I swallowed my pills or not. I mean, I even bought a little tray, that has the days of the week in it. But when you forget to fill your tray up, you're still no wiser, are you? Anyway, I'm going to go now. My little Gigi is still asleep. Let me see if I can move it round so you can see it. There he is. There is a beautiful boy. Hope you can see him. Woo! Hope I didn't make you seasick then. Woo! Well, these are not my cards. These are all my daughter-in-law's presents, cards, and everything. because he was 21 again yesterday. And I'm 21 again in about 2 days, yeah. I'm only 70 for 2 more days. Oh, that's depressing. I'll turn it round and I'll be 17. Yeah, I'm going to be 17 on the 25th. And no, I'm not touting for any presents or anything. No, I don't want anything. No, just say happy birthday to me on the day and I'll be quite happy. Yeah. No, I'm not one for presents and stuff. I don't mind. I'd probably be upset if nobody bought me anything, but we're not a family, you know, where you get diamond bracelets and stuff for your birthday, things like that. I think I know what's in the bag over there, but I'll find out when it's my birthday. I might make a video just so I can sing happy birthday to myself. You know, really narcissistic, isn't it? Happy birthday to me. I used to do that when I was a kid, though. I used to run around the house singing happy birthday to me. And my mother used to say, all right, Lady Jane, we all know it's your birthday. You don't have to keep reminding us. Not that we ever had much of a do. There was never any parties or anything like that when I was a kid. You know, my mum might bake a cake. She never bought one or anything like that. And she might make a trifle, or she might make jelly and ice cream, you know, for after our tea. There was no invite half the neighbourhood, you know, and wear party hats. There was none of that when I was a kid. I don't remember ever having a birthday party, to be quite truthful. Not we invite loads of kids. I had 1 or 2 here for my son when he was little, but after the last one, when they all threw cake at the curtains and they were velvet and they cost me a fortune to have them dry cleaned, I banned parties. I said, no, we'll just take them to the cinema or something. So I used to just pay for all the kids to go to the cinema. And I'd cut the cake up and put it in little bags, you know, and a bag of sweets each for inside the cinema. Then we drove them all home. Best way to do it. No mess in your house then. Anyway, it's going darker, so I'm going to go now. And while this is uploading, I'm going to get the hoover out. So I'm sure you'd enjoy helping me with that. Come round. Yeah, get your duster. Come round, I've got plenty to dust. Bye all.